Hello, internet. Can you guys hear stuff? Radio check. Huh. I'm live on my channel. Neat. All right. Can you guys hear? Hello? Hello, hello? Anybody? Oh, you're gonna get in the way, aren't you? Levins, can you hear me? Say words into the comment thing. Okay, cool. Cool. So this is like the second one of those live things I've done, so it's still friggin' new and exciting, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I made a remix of Jay the Nightmare Gibson doing things that he does, and posted it this morning. And some people got mad, like big mad, because he's teaching retention shooting, and then does the you walk away from the target thing, and he's still shooting, and he like passes a student. He passes a student while he's shooting, and some people are big mad about it. Somebody in the comments on his video said, like, call the RSO, call the local authorities, I think is what he said. We got to call the local authorities because Jay was shooting a gun or something. So me and Spags and a couple other people have been arguing back and forth with some other people on the video that I made, where I took that little clip from Jay's video. I've been kind of arguing back and forth all day, and then Spags told me I had to go live and bitch about it. So here I am doing that. So I think what I'm going to try and do is kind of run through what I want to have as like a standalone video about how these people should like fuck off. I'm going to like run through that while we're live, and then maybe try to like take that piece out of this live video somehow, however it is that works, and then post that as a full video later. So I want to try and do that, and then we can talk about whatever after. But while we're here, let's see who's here. Spags, Blevins, Todd. I'm Sweeney. Why is that your name? I know who you are. Why is that your name? Why? Oh, wait. Okay, I get it. I see what you did there, I think. What? You weren't paying attention to me earlier. The dog is being needy. Hey, up. Hi, how are things? Yeah, just keep your butt just in the, yep, right there. All right, what are you doing? What do you want? I gotta talk to the people about stuff. Sit. You're being very disruptive. You're disrupting the class. Yes, I was at the thing selling jerky. Slinging my meats. Okay, all right. Hey, do you want to complain about safety people? Are you gonna hang out right here? What are you gonna do? Are you getting down? Okay, you can't go down that way though. You gotta go over there. You're gonna bump the camera. Come on, get. Stand by, Todd. We'll get to something interesting in a minute. Okay, there we go. Dog's out of the way. All right. Center the camera. There you go. Is that a good spot? You gonna watch from over there? Yeah, I was at the fall festival. I was at the spring one, and I was at the fall one the year before that too. I've been at the last three. Todd, been at the last three. I think I was only selling jerky at the last one though. I'm the dude off in the woods in the hammock, away from all of the people. All right. Spags, you got anything to say about the people in the comments complaining about the stuff? Anything? How many people are here? 5. We got 5 people. Yes, see above. Which above comment? Which above comments, Bags? That they suck? Because they do suck. I'm going to check and see if there's any new comments on any of that while we're here. Speaking of new comments, freaking Blevins. What are you doing, Blevins? Okay, so is this on Jay's video or mine? Jay's video. Okay, so on Jay's video, somebody comments, I can't identify which of the firearms. I can't identify which of the rules of firearms handling you violated, but I'm still mad. Someone call the RSO. Like, dude, you just said there's nothing wrong, and he's mad. Anyway, so I said to the guy, if he didn't break any rules, what's the problem? Like the normal stuff. And then freaking Blevins goes over there. Hi, I'm the RSO. Did you call for something? Or did someone call me? Like, yes. Yeah, but that dude's not going to answer, which I'm disappointed when people don't answer. Like, I'm trying to talk shit here. You got to respond so I can continue to dump on you. Okay. So we're like 8 minutes in. And only 3 of you hit the like button. What the fuck? 4 of you hit the like button. What the fuck? 1 guy that's just sitting there not pushing the like button. Blevins, probably. There we go. Thank you. Cyberbullying. Live cyberbullying. That's super neat. That's handy. I like that. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of ramble about the safety stuff for a minute, get my thoughts together, and then I can kind of do that bit. Please don't hurt me. Well, you see, Todd, there are people that would like freak out if there were a guy on YouTube that did something like this. They would freak out and say, "Stop pointing a gun at me!" Like Phil did in the comments a minute ago. But I think you're safe. Could be wrong. That's also why I don't know if anybody saw the thumbnail, because I uploaded the thumbnail later, but of like aiming. I know Blevin saw it because he commented. Yeah, like I'm specifically trying to upset people because it's fun. You can see my eyes through the text. I thought that was clever. Okay, so the 4 weapon safety rules, right? If anybody wants to put those in the comments, that would be cool. Just so like people can like reference back to that in case they don't know. But always have fun is not one of the rules. This isn't supposed to be fun. This isn't supposed to be fun, Sweeney. This is serious shit. Just kidding. Treat it like it's loaded. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're like actually trying to shoot stuff. Don't point at anything that you don't intend to shoot, and like know your surroundings. That's pretty much it. Paraphrase, but like, what's Spag say? Number 2, never pointed at kittens. Only kittens. Only never pointed at kittens? Or are you talking about 2 different kittens? My reading comprehension level is low. Because, like, Marines and shit. Okay, so we got the 4 rules. We know what they are. Somebody put all of the rules in the comments. Dicks. So we got the 4 rules. And so, like, if you do those things, those 4 things, you're good. You're safe. Like, we don't need to add anything else. We don't need to add anything else. One of the big things that people keep bringing up is like the firing line. He's behind the firing line, or that guy's in front of the firing line, or you're supposed to, the 180 thing. Okay, it's dumb. That one thing, super dumb, and I don't understand why anybody keeps bringing it up. Like, okay, if you go to a shooting competition and you break the 180, you get disqualified. Okay, I guess. But like then you get people running like all weird like to try and keep the gun pointed down range, and it's wrong. Like they don't up or down, they run freaking sideways and shit so they can keep the gun pointed like straight down range. But the 180 rule that people talk about, it's a total fiction and doesn't exist outside of just a regular range. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like did we buddy rush in boot? No, we didn't buddy rush in boot camp. Infantry school. Like we've been Marines for like a month and a half maybe, and we're doing buddy rushing with live rounds at infantry school. Like buddy rushing, you have a guy, you have 2 guys. One of them moves forward of the 180 that doesn't exist. And then the guy in the back moves past that guy. And now and then you just keep violating this 180 rule that doesn't actually exist. If we did a support by fire, like machine guns up on a hill shooting at a thing, like the infantry, the riflemen are right over there. They're right over there. There's no 180. Like our gun line is give or take in a straight line, but the riflemen are down there. They're not behind us. The riflemen are down there, and the mortarmen are over our right shoulder, not shooting directly over us, but like they're right over there. And so as we're shooting at this thing, the riflemen are moving closer and closer to what we're shooting at. And then our like rule of thumb for the support by fire was 15 degrees or 300 mils, which is just like you stick your hand out like this. You put your thumb at what you're shooting at, and your other finger. Once your buddies get to the end of your other finger, like that's your cutoff point. Like it's not a 180. It's not. Let's see. It's a 30. You've got a 30-degree cone that you're shooting in, not 180. 30 with machine guns and everything, and that was the rule for the training that we were doing. Like 15 degrees, not 90, friggin' 15. And it wasn't even a specific, it was just like, it looks okay. But everybody wants to freak out over the 180 rule. So there's that. And the thing that people keep bringing up is, oh, well, what if somebody falls and trips and shoots somebody? One of the guys in the comments on my video today said that he was in a class when that happened, that somebody stepped behind them line and fell and shot somebody. How on a normal line in a normal class, people are not super close together normally. So like, how far back did the dude get and fall and finger on the trigger while falling? And like, did he hit the ground and like stick his gun over there and blast up? I don't understand how that happens. I'm not saying it's made up, but like, there's 4 rules. If you fall and your finger's not on the trigger, you're not going to shoot someone in the back. If you fall and you keep your gun pointed in a safe direction, up, down, toward the target, toward the sky, like, well, then you won't hit anybody. I've slipped in mud multiple times in classes and not pointed a gun at anybody. The gun just stayed pointed up. Like, so like, as I fell backwards, you just keep it pointed up. So I don't understand, like, not to friggin' victim blame, but like, the dude that fell was probably doing some stuff outside of the four rules. Keep your finger off the trigger unless you're like actually shooting at things. Don't point at anything you don't intend to shoot. If you're falling, the only thing you should be thinking about maybe not hitting your head. Okay, you can think about not hitting your head, but like, probably the main focus is keeping your gun pointed up or down range. That'd probably be the thing to do. Yeah, that guy probably was not wearing the glow belt, probably not wearing the PT belt. That's probably what happened. All right, Phil, let me read what Phil said. You don't know how aware those folks are, so it might be a good idea to let the line function as a kill switch in case an idiot wanders in front of you. Yeah. If an idiot wanders in front of you, 1, what the fuck is that guy doing? But 2, okay, still, know your target, know your surroundings. So if an idiot walks in front of you and you do that, and then you treat your gun like it's loaded, then you don't point it at them. Or if you don't put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot because there's someone walking in front of you, then you don't shoot them. Or if you don't point your gun at them because they're not something you intend to shoot, then you don't shoot them. So again, the 4 safety rules are universal. You don't need all of the extra stuff. Chuck is here. Hello, Chuck. Everyone stand up for Chuck. Oh, I hope somebody got that joke because I think it's funny. That guy's the president now. Not Chuck, the other guy. Everyone stand up for Chuck. Man, all right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the four safety rules. If you just follow those, then you don't need all of the extra ones. If you'll give me a second, I'll pull up one of the other comments on my video that was dumb. I mean, they were all dumb, but like excessively dumb. Dun, 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 dun. Where is this guy? Is it you? Nope, not you. Oh, the other Biden reference. It was the yeah, here we go. I got, like, normally I wouldn't read people's names just because it seems rude, I guess. But the dude's, I'm not gonna read the number, but lying dog face pony soldier. There's another good Biden reference. Lying dog face pony soldier. Ha! It's funny. Okay. So dude says he violated the first rule, never do anything stupid. Okay, we all know that's not one of the universal firearm safety rules. He's just saying don't do anything I don't like, which is what I told him later on. I just Respond to that guy. Hey, there's 4 safety rules. You probably can't name them. He could actually, which was neat. He's the first guy that's actually answered that question. Except he listed like 7 or 8. He listed 7 rules. Come on, dude. We don't need the extra rules. So he listed the 4. I expected him to say, keep your weapon on safe until you intend to fire, because that was one of the ones that we used in the Marines, but he didn't use that one, so that's cool. But rule number 5: clear your weapon by using a clearing barrel, or have the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. Okay, so that's not a universal rule. Like that only applies if you're clearing your gun. It says point your gun in a safe direction if you're going to clear it. Okay, we already have don't point your weapon at anything you don't intend to shoot. So we don't need that rule. We can just throw that one away. We don't need that one. Number 6: secure your weapons properly to prevent unauthorized use. Hey, what that means is don't leave your gun in your fucking car all the time, because that's how stuff gets stolen. Fair point. However, that's not one of the universal rules. Like, we're talking about gun handling here, and that's not what that is. Like, it's a good point, but that's not what we're talking about here. And then number 7, he said, number 7, which is number 1 in my book, which is retarded because it's the dumbest rule. Number 1 in my book: never do stupid crap trying to look tactical or cool. So what he's saying is, don't do anything that I don't understand. If I don't understand what you're doing, then it's bad. I don't like it. So, like, just come on, dude. What the fuck? Lying dog-faced pony soldier. Hilarious. And I did tell him that in the comments. Like, I even as I'm arguing with people, like, I'll pick out, like, hey, I like that. That's funny. It's funny. All right. Reading of the comments. Yeah, Phil, and I know you know. Yeah, I don't unload my gun when I leave the range. I like make sure that it's loaded. I put the hollow points. I put the Defiant munitions, the full magazine of Defiant 9mm TCX back into my gun. Marcus says gang violence. Hey, why are we shouting gang violence? I must have missed that part. I don't know why we're shouting. I mean, I'm down, but I don't know why we're shouting gang violence. But I like it. I like the enthusiasm, Marcus. We got 8 people watching. Dun, 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 dun. Spag says the unloaded gun is a paperweight. Yes. Chuck says. Let someone babysit your rifle when you can't have both your rifles. Both your rifle. Both, as in 2? Phil says, put the zombie killers back in. Some would call them cop killers. Some. I don't. Some might call them that. No, I am not advising that you do that, like, in general. Probably a bad thing to do. Marcus. No, I don't know. I keep seeing you guys talking about that. I have no idea what it is. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, like, at the Self-Reliance Festival, me and like 2 other people, I think, had rifles because we're cool. And everybody else was like not as cool, I guess. I mean, it's fine. It's okay. Not everybody has to be that cool. But I can't remember what I was doing. Didn't want to carry the rifle around all the time. I've got 2 freaking handguns on all the time as it is. So, like, I took my my Occam and left it at the medical tent with the outstanding medical staff, Chuck, and So then they had a medical AK. Sometimes you need a medical AK. That was also what was supposed to be the weekend of international jihad or whatever, and yeah, nothing happened. So they had the medical AK to prevent further medical issues if there were some international jihad happening in Tennessee. So they could stop further injuries, and then we could all go and treat the injuries. So that was cool. Yes, you should always have a medical AK. Like, everybody jokes about having the machine gun for medicinal purposes, but like it was literally the medicinal AK for the weekend. Da, 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 da. Weapons Junkie says, when I was younger, they called Black Talons cop killers. That's part of the propaganda that got them banned. I'm going to have to look those up. Just sounds like an interesting historical note. ZCSR is here. Would a medical AR-15 work as a substitute? Maybe. Oh, yeah, there was a medical AR, but it wasn't as cool. Medical AKs are cooler. All right. Teflon coated bullets that supposedly went through armor. That sounds made up. That sounds made up. I mean, the damn the Liberty Civil Defense is supposed to go through armor, like was in that Military Arms Channel video, but nobody tried to ban that stuff. Speaking of that stuff, I have about 100 rounds of that I'm trying to sell. If anybody wants to buy that shit, because I'm using Defiant now. 15-round Glock magazine was $100. Dude, I'm so glad that the friggin' assault weapons ban ended before I had any guns. So like that's like a historical thing that happened, back in the ancient, early 2000s, late 90s. That doesn't have anything to do with me at all. I'm so glad I didn't have anything to do with that gay shit. Yes, gayest years of our lives. Yes, I didn't even know. Didn't even know the world was gay the whole time. Had no idea. The most gay. I think they just say big gay now. Weapons Junkie. I think they just say big gay. Weapons Junkie. Hey, I watched the video that Lewis did with Premier Body Armor. Oh, also that looks like some pretty neat stuff. Yes. Yep. I don't need more armor right now. I've got a plate carrier and a set of plates. I was about to say I have 2 plate carriers, but I don't. Because now it's the medical plate carrier. So that's neat. The medicinal plate carrier. Yeah, I've got Hescos right now. If I did not have Hescos right now, I would probably be looking at the Premier Body Armor, because it's like it's in the name. It's got to be the best stuff. Yeah, see the thing that I thought was the most interesting, because I did go on their website, the soft armor, because I heard him in the video say in conjunction plates, and I was like, people still do that? I forgot that was a thing. So I went looking on the website. They have that like hybrid plate carrier thing. So it's got the soft armor all the way around, like a cop has, and then it has the pocket so you can put the in conjunction plate. So you add like an extra pound or something, and then you can go from the what is it, the level 3A, the pistol rated stuff, up to level 3 or 4 or whatever. I've always thought that was interesting because of like vehicles. I remember Jaeger saying something about, I think it was Jaeger talking about wanting like all the Kevlar because when they were in vehicles, like all the shrapnel that comes from vehicles, that made a ton of sense. But like I am almost always concerned about weight before anything else, because of how freaking heavy a freaking infantryman's load gets. Like for everything, I want light armor, light helmet, which I saw the helmet that looked cool. What a light gun. Like the only thing that I dislike about AKs is that a 30 round AK mag is a pound and a half, and a 30 round AR mag is 1 pound. So for 3 pounds, I can either have 3 AR mags or 2 AK mags. That's the only thing I don't like about the AK, which is why 545, but I don't have one of those anymore. HCAR, that's the new BAR, isn't it? The modernized kind of BAR. That's neat. BARs are neat. All right, I keep intending to try and spit out a video, but also the longer videos that I do when I do those. A lot of editing. Some editing. Weapons Junkie says, backstory. Frank the owner, his company armored almost every MRAP and other vehicles that were in Iraq and Afghanistan from the start of the War on Terror until he sold in 2015-ish. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so Todd's asking about the flag. That this is a variation of the 1st Marine Division flag, and emblem. So the emblem of the 1st Marine Division, which is the one on the West Coast where I was stationed at, that red thing is a 1917 water cooled 30 cal machine gun, a Browning, obviously. On the actual flag and patch and emblem and all, it's just a 1 because 1st Marine Division. I forget what the constellation is. It's got something to do with the Pacific. I forget what it's called, but they picked that up during World War II also. The camo pattern is like the green jungle frog skin, which was the camouflage that got used some in the Pacific Theater. Spag says the Southern Cross. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. I'm slightly offended that the Army guy knows that and I don't. Anyway. Slightly offended. Marcus, if you're still here, stop shopping for seeds and comment more. Just kidding. Seeds are important. There we go. Thanks, Sweeney. I need pronunciation on your name. Southern Cross could be seen from Guadalcanal. Yeah, I knew it was something that they could see from the Pacific. But I couldn't remember what the name was. Yeah, I'll get over it. Yeah, I'm already over it because Sweeney had a better answer, had the full answer. ZCSR, your thoughts about anything new from SHOT Show? Uh, to quote Calvin, it's the same old shit. I mean, some of the videos was cool. I haven't watched as much of it as I have in years past because most of it's irrelevant anymore. Yeah, I figured. So Swiney then. Got it. I don't. What? Sweeney Todd was in my head. That's Sweeney Todd was in my head. Swiney. Anyway. I'm supposed to be bitching about safety. I keep safety Sallies. Is that what you call those people? I'm supposed to be talking about those people. What time is it? All right, the left rate. Cool. Yeah, the SHOT Show thing. Something really cool that I saw in one of the SHOT Show videos. Those Agilite guys, if you don't know who they are, they're an Israeli company. So they've been busy lately doing stuff. But if you go over to their YouTube channel, Agilite, Agile, I guess their designer dude was literally the video. It looked anyway like he was in a gunfight one morning and the next morning was at SHOT Show. That looked cool. Like he went from Gaza to Vegas in 24 hours for SHOT Show. So yeah, that seemed kind of cool. Because they're like out there doing stuff. They're using their stuff. So yeah, that was cool. Yeah, Marcus. He broke a rule. I'm calling the local authorities. Yeah, funny. Do they have a range day at SHOT? Yeah, they had range. They have range day on Mondays. Monday at SHOT Show is the range day. I think Lewis and Joey were at some Beretta thing on that day, or maybe they've canceled the range day and other people are having their own range day. I thought it was weird that they were at a Beretta thing and not just at the regular range day. That's what it seemed like anyway. Oh, okay. Got it. That makes sense. So range day is sponsored by Beretta. They must have a bunch of money or something. Having a bunch of money sounds cool. My dog is sleeping over there. She's pretty cute. She's just napping on the couch, laying on the pillow like a person. She likes laying on my poncho liner, seems like. Yeah, NRA. I'm slightly interested about going with you guys. I hadn't said that before, but I am slightly interested in going. We'll have to talk about that more later. All right. What else? There's 8 of you. Ask questions. Say things in the comments. I'm just kind of here, hanging out, letting my foot let my foot go numb. Swiney. No, I'm a fucking pirate. I'm just gonna like push the button and say words because of the like First Amendment or whatever. Like the feds don't own fucking radio frequencies; they can suck it. I've got the Baofeng. I need to buy some of the. I need to buy some stuff from Evan. I was hoping with this new job I would have extra money, and then I had to buy like. Well, I bought a car that was supposed to have better gas mileage, but then it had a couple of things that need fixed, and then I had to talk to the highway patrol a couple of times about things, and I had to buy new tires for my truck. So I thought I would have more money with the new job. Currently, I do not have more money. I have more stuff, and also more speeding tickets. Da, 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 da. Hey, yeah, I didn't even think about that it would be relatively close to the stuff that's going on in Texas. I mean, Texas is still huge, but like it's in the same states. That would be interesting. Uh, yeah, Marcus. Radio violations are policed by ham radio operators uh, that hall monitor the airwaves. Yeah, big gay. Like random people with a license to push a button, turning you into the feds for stuff that is supposed to be covered by the First Amendment. Like it's literally speech. What the fuck? It's literally speech but you gotta have a license for that speech because radio waves. The First Amendment doesn't apply to radio waves, I guess. I need to come to Kentucky Sustainable Living Conference and do a presentation. Who? Who would need to do that? Spags? Yeah, Spags need to do that. Weapons Junkie? Yep. Weapons Junkie could do one of them presentations. That would be cool. Oh, me. That sounds made up. No, I did at the alumni camp out. I did a little bit of land nav stuff. I kind of want to like that's something that people don't really talk about much because not very many people know how to like do it. It's not super complicated. You just got to know how. So yeah, I talked for a while about land nav at the alumni camp out, and I'm probably gonna do that again. Yeah, I was at the camp out. Weapons Junkie. Yeah. I was listening to I think Nicole put the podcast out. Nicole Sauce, John Willis, and Bear from Refuge Medical. And Bear was talking about that ruckus thing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go. I sent the video of Bear talking about it I texted it to some friends locally, and I sent it in a group message to some of the Oklahoma Tactical Response alumni. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get some people together and go down there. Sounds cool. Yeah, I want to go. I want to go to that. It's very close to me. Like, I should go. I should be at that. Yeah, so the Kentucky Sustainable Living event. So we've got the three events that are going: the Midwest Preparedness Project, the Self-Reliance Festival, and the Kentucky Sustainable Living. And I think they're more spaced out this year this time around than they have been. But I still got to take like an entire day off of work to travel each way. And I couldn't even it wouldn't even make sense for me to work a half day and then drive. Not really. Because if I work a half day, well, I work an hour in the wrong direction. So like if I was going to leave at noon, I would have to leave the house at 7, get there at 8, work till noon. I would get back home at 1, and then have 7-8 hours to get over there. Um, so anytime going to Camden, going to Tennessee, going to Kentucky, like I got to take 2 days off work. Um, I'm not driving tired if I can ever avoid it. So that one's the one that's the most optional. Like I don't have to take time off work to go to the Kansas one. I do for SRF. Um, and I need to take some like training this year also. Do have a pistol class February 10th down by Tulsa. 50 Tactical is having their it's a defensive pistol. Is it pistol operator? It's one of those. But me and a handful of guys that I know are going to be at that. Some tactical response alumni, some other people from up here, going to be in Tulsa for that class. So that's going to be cool. That's February. I really want to take Shooter Fighter Matrix from Sonny Pazikis. I had his de-escalation class a few years ago, but I haven't had any of his classes on the range yet, and I need to. And I think he's got one at his place in like April. That's the one I'm looking at. I feel like I should take Way of the Pistol, but that's a whole week off of work. I would like to take the instructor course, but that is also a week off of work. What else was there? Instructor course, Sonny's course, Way of. That might be it. I should probably role play sometime. That would be a good thing to do. Sustainable Living Conference is about an hour away from my place. Yes, Swiney, that would be cool. You need to go to the Kentucky Sustainable Living event. Like you really need to go to that. Like Homestead Medical is going to be there. You should probably go meet that guy. He's pretty cool. Spags, you're going to be at the Kentucky one. You were at the last one, right? Yeah, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, Swiney, you need to go to that. You need to go to the Self-Reliance Festival. I'll be at that one. Like, unless something weird happens, I'll be at the Self-Reliance Festival. And you need to take Fighting Pistol, you piece of shit. Fucker. You need to take Fighting Pistol. If I lived as close to Camden as you did, I'd be there all the time. All the time. Oh, yeah, One Shepherd. What's up with that? Question mark. I don't see it working out. Yeah, Marcus. I do. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's the other one I'm looking at. I really want to take the One Shepherd class. The supplies is just the part that's like, but why? Like, I understand why. You need a set of OD and a set of woodland clothes. That's not a huge deal. Having to buy a jacket or a coat or whatever for each, that's starting to be a little bit more money for something that's not going to get used very often. But the part that is really killing me is that you have to have OD gear. Because I really want to run my special operations equipment load bearing vest. But it's tan, it's OD, it's woodland, it's multicam. The vest itself is multicam. And I can't use it at One Shepherd. So, and my H harness, my Eagle Industries H harness is tan. So that doesn't work. So now I'm back to Alice gear. But the part of the Alice vest that has the magazine pouches up on your chest, that's Woodland too. So I can't even use that. I gotta go old school Y harness with the Alice gear, and I'm just so mad. So mad. Mad's not the word, but I'm just like, I have I have this stuff I want to use. I've got the things, and I can't use any of it. Swiney. Yeah, I understand why. It's because they're doing force on force. Yes, bag. So the deal. And what's Marcus handling route? And military color boots, not actually comfortable boots. I mean, I have Marine Corps boots somewhere, so the boots isn't a problem for me. Yeah, so it marks the reason the colors of things matter at One Shepherd is because they're doing force on force training with the Miles gear, the like lasers and shit. Um, yes, so they want a specific uniform for each. Woodland camouflage for one, OD for the other. Yes, they could use arm tape or any number of things, but this is what they're doing. So this is I don't make the rules, so there it is. Bro, I cannot read your name, but good evening to you too. Yeah, Spags. It's still kind of gay. It still hurts me on the inside a little bit. I understand why, and I don't make the rules, so it's okay, but I don't like it. I mean, yeah, but if you did that and then you pull it out like on the op, like the instructors are gonna be like, "Bro, what are you doing?" So it's like the class where I got kind of talked at for stepping off of the firing line to do a reload, which is so dangerous. Um, Not my house, not my rules. It fucking pissed me off because I just had the contractor class. Like I had just almost gotten shot a couple of times in a class. Uh, and then this dude is like, "Hey, you can't take one step backwards off of this line." Hurt me on the inside a lot. Marcus says Winter Forge looks even cooler. Yeah, I heard that they are like it's going to be a semi annual. They're only going to do it once every 2 years. Um, maybe they even canceled. Maybe it's the one from this year they canceled. I'm betting that their numbers are really low. They didn't. I bet they didn't have enough sign up. Um, and that one I haven't looked into much. But yeah, S&S is in Missouri, and I need to go hang out with them too. Yeah, One Shepherd, but in the cold. Yes. Biannual. What is semi-annual then? I thought biannual is twice a year. I thought biannual was twice a year and semi-annual was every other year. Nobody wants to brave the weather. Yeah, including me. Including me. It was friggin' 0 degrees here last week. Last week? No, it was the week before. It's just foggy as fuck all this past week. Like, as fuck. Like, driving to work one morning, 40 miles an hour was probably too fast. Foggy as fuck. At 7 in the morning. I'm sure it was even worse before. Anybody else want to talk about how safety rules are gay? Biannual and semi-annual mean the same thing. Biannual can also mean every 2 years. That doesn't make any sense, Bags. How could it mean two different things? It's got to mean one thing. Patrick Norris. Patrick Norris. Hey. Hey, that guy. No, I need this couch. I need this couch. I got to have this couch. It was cheap. It was cheap, and other people besides me need places to sit when they come over to my house. Patrick Norris. Patrick Norris. I'm going to be in a pistol class February 10th. 50 Tactical. Tulsa. You should come do it. It'd be neat. Another Marine will be there. At least one. I think just one. I'm not sure if James is going. I know that there are other people that James knows that are going, and I'm going. And 3 or 4 people that I know from up here are going down there. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be neat. February 10th. $150. Freaking super cheap. Hello, person sitting next to Patrick. Who are you? Oh. Why is that your name? Do what Jaeger said. Use your fucking name. What are you doing? What are you doing? Marcus says anybody that's not growing a garden is as gay as the safety Nazis. My brain hates that you do a thing and then you just sit there for 6 months and then maybe you'll have some food. That's the way my brain sees it anyway. Like I bought like jalapeno seeds or something last year. I was like, I'm gonna do it, and then I didn't do it. Tell people why safety Nazis ruin training. Okay. Now that we've been going for 58 minutes and there's 9 people here. All right. So the 4 weapon safety rules, right? There's 4 of them. Treat your gun like it's loaded. Don't point your gun at anything you don't intend to shoot. Keep your finger off the trigger unless you're actually trying to shoot something. Know your target and know your surroundings. Those are the 4 rules. Okay. We don't need any other rules besides those 4. That's it. Somebody wanted to say that, well, then why would we wear ear protection and eye protection? Dude, that's not gun handling. That's protecting your hearing, and it doesn't restrict your training. So that's totally unrelated. The 180 rule. People talk about this made up 180 rule that everybody's got to be on this straight line. But it doesn't exist in real life. Where is the 180 line at the gas station when the dude is sticking up the cashier and you're coming out of the bathroom? Where is the 180 line? How do we get the cashier behind the 180 line so you can blast this freaking crackhead that's freaking trying to steal lotto tickets or whatever? Where's the 180 line at the gas station? When Marines do buddy rushing, you've got 2 guys. If you're top view, you got 2 guys. One of them moves forward, and then everybody shoots. Okay, so this guy is in front of the 180 line. Okay, and then everybody's shooting, and then this guy moves in front, and then everybody. There's no 180 line. There's always somebody in front. It's not a thing. It doesn't exist at all. When Marines do a support by fire, like you get your machine guns up on the hill and you're like blasting away and you're shooting at this thing, and the riflemen are like right over there, like not even, 30 degrees, we'll say. Super common. The riflemen are 30 degrees off from what you're shooting at, not friggin' 90. And the mortarmen are over there. You're not behind the 180 for them either. They're not exactly shooting over your shoulder, but they're right over there over your shoulder. Like there is no 180 in real life. It only exists on the range, and it doesn't even do anything. You got your 4-weapon safety rules. All right. So if we're breaking this 180 rule, what happens? Okay, if we're following the other 4 rules and you're not following this 180 rule, literally nothing happens. Nothing at all happens. Nobody gets hurt because you treat your gun like it's loaded. You don't point it at other people. You only put your finger on the trigger when you're shooting at the target, and you pay attention to the people around you so that you don't accidentally shoot someone. Like that, you just do the 4 rules and you're good. Somebody wanted to say, oh, well, if somebody backs up, they could like slip and fall. And then I was there on the range when somebody did that and they slipped and fell and they shot somebody. Like, okay, well, the dude that slipped and fell had his finger on the trigger as he was falling, which, we can give him a pass on that one. Maybe he was shooting while he was doing it and just slipped as he was shooting. Okay, we give him a pass. Finger on the trigger. Okay. Treating it like it's loaded, we'll give him that he was doing that, like he's actively shooting. Maybe that's why his finger's on the trigger. But don't point at anything you don't intend to shoot. So as you're falling, like you can probably think about not hitting your head, because hitting your head would suck. But as you're falling, the only thing you should be thinking about is, where is this gun pointed? So even if your finger is on the trigger, even if you're shooting as you're falling, like you're going full auto on a freaking Glock 18 and you're going down. Okay, if you keep the gun pointed in a safe direction, either at the target or up in the air, hey, we're good. We're good. You point it straight up, you're good. I've slipped in the mud in classes multiple times, and like as you fall, if you just keep your gun pointed up, then it still points up instead of at someone. So this dude that fell, like I don't know if this even happened. I don't know if he fell and the gun just like falls over there and his finger's still on the trigger and then he pulls the trigger. I don't even know. I don't understand how that happens. But his finger's on the trigger when it shouldn't have been. We give him a pass on that because maybe he didn't know like that he was falling. But you got to control your gun. So he broke 2 of the safety rules. One of them, like for sure, was under his control, and he didn't do it. And then somebody got shot, allegedly, in the story that somebody said in the comments that may or may not be made up. So, like, if you just follow the 4 safety rules, then you're good. Another guy said he listed the 4 rules, which was cool. He's the first guy that's ever listed the 4 rules when I've asked, which is awesome. But he added 3. It was use clearing barrels to clear your gun, or keep your gun pointed in a safe direction when you clear it. Okay, so we already have treat your gun like it's loaded. So, like, why are we clearing guns? Just treat it like it's loaded, and then you don't need to clear it. Okay? Only put your finger on the trigger if you're, like, actively shooting. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the procedures, and Spags can maybe correct me, I think it depends on which unit you're with or whatever, but sometimes the clearing procedure is to pull the trigger. Okay, why would you pull the trigger? If you're not trying to shoot, why would you pull the trigger? Why? In the Marines, we were only around clearing barrels once or twice, and we would just pull the bolt to the rear and look in it like a normal person. Look in it. Is there a round in there? Is there an empty chamber? Yes. Okay. That's all we do. That's all we do. We don't do anything else. We don't take it off a safe. We leave it on safe. We're not pulling the trigger. Like you just leave it there. What are we doing? Why? Okay. But that extra rule, clearing barrel or keeping the safe direction. Okay. Why do we need this made up rule number 5 about clearing your gun in a safe direction when we already have don't point your weapon at anything you don't intend to shoot. We don't need that rule. We have one of the 4. Don't point your gun at anything you don't intend to shoot. We don't need clearing barrels. And we don't need, like, point it in a safe direction when you clear it. We've already established that you point it in a safe direction. All right, what was the other thing that he said? Oh, don't leave your gun unattended. Like, make sure your gun is secure so that nobody uses it without authorization. Okay, yes, cool. Like, don't leave your gun laying around outside. Don't leave it unsecured in your vehicle. But that's not a gun handling rule. That's like an administrative, like, we're not talking about administrative stuff. We're talking about gun handling. And then this dude's 7th rule that he said which was the most important one, which is the worst one of the 3 extra that he listed, was don't do stupid stuff to try and look tactical or cool. Okay, so that guy was commenting on a video of Jay shooting and moving, and a student was in front of the 180. No danger at all. It's Jay. But dude clearly didn't understand what was going on. Clearly doesn't trust Jay to, like, not go bam and shoot the guy next to him. Like, holy shit. So totally subjective, don't do stupid stuff to look cool. Okay, so what that means is don't do things that I don't understand, because then I get mad because I don't understand what's going on. So, like, that's some bullshit. So all of the extra safety rules that we add on, the 180, the unloading your gun, like, I always unload my gun when I blah, blah, blah. Like, stop it. Just stop doing all of that extra stuff. We got 4 rules. That's all you need. You follow those, and you're safe. If you treat your gun like it's loaded, you only put your finger on the trigger when you're shooting at a target. You don't point your gun at things that you don't want shot, and you know what is going on around you, then you're safe. And that's it. There isn't any more. Full stop. We're done. 4 rules. Take those, follow those, go to the range, have fun, and go home. You'll be fine. All right. Somebody remind me that I said all of that about an hour in. I'm going to try and clip that out and make a full video about that. All right. Now I got to back up to read the comments. All right. Hip hop name. Tell the people about the stuff. I told the people about the stuff. Yes. Yes, buying canned goods would also be good. Spags. There were 10 people watching a few minutes ago. Well, 3 of those fuckers left. Marcus says, good radishes. They have the fastest turnaround and encourage the new gardener. Okay. All right. Radishes. I don't know if I've ever eaten a radish. But, okay. Remind me of that later. ZCSR. Can I use your real name, ZCSR? Because I think your real name every time I read it. Do they do it because they're bad instructors? Yeah, I don't know why people freak out over the safety stuff. Oh, people make the rules like the 180. Okay, yeah, so I'm pretty sure the 180 rule comes from, like, the competition shooting, where they've got to have some sort of rule about having your gun pointed in a safe direction. And so they pick this arbitrary, 180 line. Okay. And, like, you don't need that rule. You don't need a 180 rule. You need the 4 firearm safety rules. You need treat your weapon like it's loaded. Don't point it at anything you don't intend to shoot. Know your target and your surroundings. That's what you need. You don't need a 180 rule. You need those 3 things. If you do those 3 things, then all of the issues that the 180 rule is supposed to address are not a problem anymore. So I'm pretty sure it comes from competition. Now, here's the thing. I've heard John Willis say, if you think you need a new policy, you actually need to fire someone. So they have this 180 rule, and if you break it, you get disqualified. Okay, so instead of that, if someone violates one of the 4 safety rules, you disqualify them. You don't let them come back, and you probably talk shit on them on their way out. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Like, very aggressively, you have to go. We don't need this 180 rule. And the thing that I'm unclear on, because I haven't done competitions, and honestly, the 180 rule that they have is a big factor in why I don't want anything to do with that. Is like, if I point my gun up, is that breaking the 180? Like, if I point my gun up and put it against my head so that I know it's right here pointed up, and I turn and I run somewhere, like, does that? Because if the 180 is up here, and I do this and it points a little bit to the rear, like, do I get DQ'd for that? Because if those are the rules, I can't. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Blevins said he had to go to the gym. I should go to the gym. I should stop being lazy. Marcus, could we say a 3-degree rule? Like, give your buddy 3 degrees. If you had to define it, what would you say? So, like I said earlier, the Marine Corps, it was 15 degrees. There was no 180. It was a 15-degree, 300 mil, like thumb to pinky finger. Is this person inside this arc that you just kind of make? And obviously, it's an estimate because hand and arm sizes are different. That you would just do that. So if somebody is 16-ish degrees off from wherever it is you're shooting in the Marine Corps, like, you're good, not a problem. Like, you can't do military things and have a straight line. Like, it doesn't work. And that is why the 180 doesn't exist in real life. Fields of Fire, yes. Ground pounders in the Army and Marines do it with blanks a million times. Teaches troops to use their peripheral and maintain constant fields of fire. Spags, please add to what you're saying there. I'm not following what you're saying. And the Marines, we did not use blanks very much. That was another thing that some dude, 20 years in the Army. It was the guy with that 3 extra rules. 20 years in the Army. Didn't say whether he was infantry or even combat arms, but 20 years in the Army. Okay. He said that anytime you were doing any of the buddy rushing or stuff like that, that they would use like sim rounds. Okay, but like, Marines aren't doing that. We only used sim rounds in the infantry immersion trainer, where there was like an actual opposing force of real people that you can't shoot. And so we used sim rounds then. That was cool. Or the couple of times that you would do like battalion on battalion, like the McCree, which I don't remember what that stands for. But right before you go on your MEU, they would get some dudes from one of the other battalions in the regiment to play Op4, and the battalion would do its stuff, and you'd have blanks. Other than those 2 things, everything was live fire. Everything was live fire, from the machine guns to rockets and missiles and everything. Mortars, everything was live fire. Occasionally, we had the Cheeto Puff rounds for the Mark 19, but those sucked. So the dude saying, well, anytime we did that, we used sim rounds. We didn't. So maybe we're just cooler. I don't know. Yeah, don't forget, look cool. Yeah, rule number 1, look cool. Rule number 2, don't get lost. Rule number 3, if you do get lost, at least look cool. Like, those aren't firearm safety rules. Those are like those are just general rules. Rule number 1, look cool. Situation where good guys are moving around or just stationary positions. Yes. So yeah, fields of fire are like fields of fire don't really apply to us, but um, if you've got a position, you've got people moving, then they kind of apply. Comes another thing you think about constantly through repetitive training. Yeah, and that thing that you think about, your fields of fire, that is rule number 4: know your target and know your surroundings. Like that's one of the rules. Austin Briggs, hello, Austin. Don said. Okay, so when Marcus took the Green Line Tactical Shoot House class, Don, the instructor, said that your margin for safety was one rifle length, and that makes total sense. I think, yeah. So my living room is about 15 by 15, and across the room, 15 degrees is about the same as a rifle length. So yeah, if you're inside of the building, that makes total sense. Like, because in room clearing, you can't do a 180. It doesn't work. You go through the door, somebody turns left, somebody turns right, and then once you get to your corners, those two, if you're room clearing with 4 people, those 2 guys walk forward. And then the other 2 guys that are coming in behind them, if they need to shoot straight ahead or they need to shoot across the room or something, like, there's no 180 anymore. It's a damn U shape. So it's just another thing that these people that talk about the 180, like, it doesn't exist. Austin Briggs says, these comp guys point their guns at things they don't intend to shoot, flagging the hostage, no shoot targets. They can't even follow all the 4 safety rules, so fuck their other rules. Yeah. Pretty much. I just, the competition thing, I just hate that they, like, if the target is over there and the 180 line is right here, they'll run like this. Or if the target is over there, they'll run like this instead of, like, actually controlling their gun in some way, pulling it in, pointing it up. They do gay shit, like running like that. It's so dumb. Bum, 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 bum. Bushmaster gets the Bushmaster. Oh, Bush Monster. Sorry, Bush Monster gets all the blanks. Yeah, because blanks gum up your gun like crazy. Todd hated shooting blanks in the army. Yep, very dirty rifles. Yeah, see, yeah, all they do is make dirty rifles. McCree is the Marine Corps Combat Readiness Evolution. Neat. That's totally useless information now. Thanks. Fuck. Come back with better intel. All right, Spags on Fields of Fire. Learning to always know what's in front and to the right and left, using your peripheral vision to watch for buddy movement. Do it enough, and you can do buddy rushing or bounding Overwatch. Yeah, it's know your target, know your surroundings. Very simple. It's a lot. The military using a lot of words to explain something fairly simple. Austin says, hello, Sam. Yes, hello. ZCSR, it's not cool when you're lost. Get training, learn to read a map, and basic navigation. Yes, because unless you've forgotten, I know you can do those things. Back in the day, we did some cool shit. Spags also agrees that blanks are garbage. ZCSR, every once in a while, I think about how, like, we did some pretty cool stuff. We did some pretty cool stuff before we were 18. Or you might have been 18 when we did some of that stuff. But, like, we did some cool stuff. Like, that was fun. Everything before the friggin' boot camp was a good time. Spags has a badass story about using blanks on a night land nav course and accidentally wandering into a bald eagle preserve. Fuck. Yeah, that's probably bad. I think we might have ended up in a what is it called where there's um possible unexploded ordnance just kind of around. I forget what it's called. Next camp out, drinks and stories. Yeah. Yeah. When is the Midwest one? UXO. Yeah. Impact area. Yeah. Those things. We ended up in one of those, I think. The other Cap platoon definitely ended up in one of those. I think they did more than once, and it was definitely the lieutenant that put them there. Man, that seems late. What are the dates on all the things? So May 7 to 12 is Midwest. Kentucky and SRF. When are those? I forgot. In my head, it's like, oh yeah, those are later things. Is one of them in March? So one in March, one in April, one in May. That would be a cool schedule. Kentucky Sustainable Living is March 23rd and 24th. Midwest Preparedness Festival project thing, whatever. It's too many words. May 7 to 12. And then SRF, the Self Reliance Festival in Camden, Tennessee, at Special Operations Equipment, that I'm Sweeney needs to sign up for. Swiney, fuck you. Sign up, bitch. SRF is April 6 and 7. What a salesman. That's me. Sam the salesman. Seriously though, Swiney, like, Fighting Pistol, Self-Reliance Festival. Like, you need to be at those things. And take the fight sometime, because I can role play, so I can shoot your ass. That would be fun. Okay, I think I ranted about the safety stuff enough. Is there anything else that anybody wants to talk about? I don't really want to go 3 hours like the last one, but that was fun, and I am having fun. And I think there was 7 people watching last time when I went for 3 hours, and there's 6 right now. So if anybody wants to keep talking about stuff, I don't really have anything else to do for the rest of the evening except like watch YouTube videos about SHOT Show, I guess. Anybody got anything? Anything at all? Okay, well, probably the last thing I need to talk about is that ruckus thing that Weapons Junkie mentioned earlier. Refuge Medical, and I think the website for this event is refugeruckus.com. They are having a fundraiser in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They're doing a ruck march or a hike through town. It is early March. I think it's March 6 and 7. It's something like that. It's early March. So they're having the fundraiser for Caleb House, which is the rehabilitation center that the guys from Refuge Medical run, and it is to rehab children who've been rescued from sex trafficking. The short story is kids that get sex trafficked have really bad odds of ending up being the bad guy on the end of that situation when they grow up, because their brains are fucking broken. And it's sad. So Caleb House with a K is their center for rehabilitating those kids. So Refuge Ruckus, early March, throw on a pack, do some walking, raise some money for that thing. That would be a really good thing to do. I've pretty much decided that I'm going to be there. I've talked to some other local people, let them know that we need to go down there. And then Weapons Junkie was trying to get down there also. And I think maybe John Willis said he was going to be there. I think that's what he said. So that would be a good thing to go do. Good cause. And I like rucking anyway. So for the 6 of you still here, you guys should go check that out. And if you do want to go, I will be there. And that would be badass. All right. We can call it for the night. The dog's asleep. I'm tired. And it looks like y'all don't have anything else. So thanks for being here. It's been fun. And don't be too safe out there.